Everybody knows things are bad. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore.
I've been lit for days. I wish my life was on a different page. I got peers and they got shit for brains. If you calm, you must have missed the rage. Me and the homies in our hundreds, but who's counting? We all ditched our rage. I got a biddy with a booty, don't stop. That shit clap like a crowd that 187 to cop. I know a guy with an IQ that's peaking the top. He got a felony on his sheet, he pushing a mob. There's a house of cards being built around me and you. No sign of the doors or windows, but they'll sell you the view. Most of these homebodies pay the rent, but ain't got a clue. It's the same old kidnapping, just the ransom is new. The world we living in is really stranger than fiction. My fucking strength done gave me pills to kick my Twitter addiction. Some of you folks fragile, scared to make a decision. Congratulations, you're still missing your prisons.
I don't want you to protest, I don't want you to riot, I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
I'm in the danger zone. The feds listen when I'm on the phone. I ain't special, that's just how it's going. Yesterday I had to smoke a clone. Got high enough to tap my dome. Started slurring like I'm Post Malone. It ain't an office, it's a rush to the loot. Outside a voting center, sign say, who got the juice? If we're a being capable of such a noble pursuit, then why ask the tree to stop making poisonous fruit? No system ever wanted us to win from the start. Imagine choking on the paint but still respecting the art. That's why these kids are willing to walk into the dark. And besides, a little danger can be good for your heart. You can peek behind the curtain, but it's on with the show. They think to shut this shit down, you gotta prove what you know. The only thing worse than clickbait from Donnie and Joe is the thought of either one of them fucking me slow.
And when the 12th largest company in the world controls the most awesome goddamn propaganda force in the whole godless world, who knows what shit will be peddled for truth on this network? Television is not the truth. Television is a goddamn amusement park. We're all you know. You're beginning to believe the illusions we're spinning here. You're beginning to think that the tube is reality and that your own lives are unreal. You do whatever the tube tells you. You dress like the tube. You eat like the tube. You raise your children like the tube. You even think like the tube. This is mass madness, you maniacs.
Good evening. I have been pretty deep in thought all day. Kind of having a issue shaking a couple of things, especially after the press conference today. Actually, after multiple press conferences that I watched today. What, 4, 5, I guess? It was a ton. It was a ton. If I saw a news conference, I watched it. And in all fairness, most of them were local. So not by any means national, federal, whatever, just one. I know that yesterday I said that I was going to spend a few monologues talking about things to new preppers, people that are just starting out. Probably going to have to postpone that until Monday. Sunday. Sunday is our Monday, this is our Friday. We won't be live tomorrow night, but we'll be live Sunday night. So, it's our Friday, and Sunday's our Monday, and maybe, no promises, but maybe we can start back up on that on Monday. Or our Monday, your Sunday. Let's see. Yeah, this is throwing me all out of whack. Changing the schedule like we did in the days and stuff like that, it's taken a lot of getting used to. So anyway, we'll start on that. If not, if we can't do it on Sunday, start on a Sunday, we'll try again on Monday. The only reason I'm doubtful for Sunday is because we'll have all the news to cover, and I have a feeling that we'll probably have some doozies to cover. So I expect a lot to happen really quick here. Really quick. Like within days. I'm not quite sure what all that's going to entail, but it does look like there is a whole hell of a lot of movement. So that speaks to something. There's also been a lot of language involving military, a lot of comments involving military. And Governor Parsons, I believe, is of Missouri. He had mentioned it. Of course, nationally, the plan is for the military to roll it out. And I watched the press conference today, and one of the things, well, let me get the regular stuff out of the way. Then I'll get into digging, or into what I dug into. Sorry, I'm scatterbrained. I'm telling you, I've been in thought all day. This is punching me in the gut. It really is. For multiple reasons. So let me run through the normal stuff up, get that thrown out of the way, and we'll talk about what my thoughts are and what I'm seeing, what's concerning me, and what we might want to be very, very, very careful of. So let me throw on my glasses here. Sip of tea. And away we go. Amazon affiliate still at 1203. I thank those that participate in that. I'm going to try to run through this quick. For those that don't know, we're an Amazon affiliate. There's a link in the description of the videos, as well as at thewatchmannews.com right there. When you click that link, it just takes you to Amazon, but it does so with our special link. And when you make purchases, those items don't cost you anything more, but it throws us a little commission for the sales. So it's highly, highly appreciated. It's a way to help out without actually costing you anything. So we also have a Teespring Store. Best way to find the items we have there is just go to our homepage, thewatchmannews.com, and scroll down. I got 4 different designs currently. There's t-shirts, coffee mugs, tote bags, all kinds of stuff. If you see a design you like, click on the image. That'll take you to Teespring, where you'll see all the other products with that design, and you can make your purchase there. Lastly, we have a PayPal donate link. That's in the description of the video, as well as thewatchmannews.com right there in the main menu. That just takes you to our PayPal donation page. You don't have to have a PayPal account. You can do so as a guest with a debit or a credit card, but I always let people know it says Transforming Disabilities up top. It also says Purpose the Watchman News donation. That way you know it's us. So there we go. That's out of there. That's out of there. We'll do numbers here momentarily. So let me kind of pull the mic back a little bit here so I can kick back a little bit. So during this press conference, I'll kind of continue where I was leaving off. During this press conference, and I don't know who he was, exactly what his position was, but he was in a military dress. He said he was going to lay out the plan, right? How they intended to do this. And didn't even lay out the plan. He really just kind of talked around the plan, but didn't really lay out the plan. Sure, he laid out kind of the logistics part of it, but it just seemed like he kept it just a little short. Now, One thing that's concerned me about all of this is this old good cop, bad cop routine. All right? Except the thing is it's being played, as far as politically, on both sides. And so here's the thing, right? Trump has been a long, firm pusher of this vaccine. I mean, come on. You couldn't push it any harder than what he does. So to say that he's not in on the COVID-19 vaccine would be silly. Absolutely silly. There's a reason for that. They need the people on the right to accept this. More than anything, they need the people on the right to accept this and to willingly take this. But the right isn't the only ones getting jerked around on it. The left is too. Now, I am pleased to say that from my personal observations and personal conversations I've had, I would say people across the spectrum are concerned about this. I would say equally people across the spectrum don't want it. Or at least want to wait a little bit. Something. But not this rush on something that's never been done before. And I don't mean the speed, Operation Warp Speed, or anything like that. I'm talking about an mRNA vaccine. This is an mRNA vaccine. First ones ever. First ones ever. I don't think it's a good plan. Now, I'm not telling you or anybody else not to get one. Do as you wish. But you ain't telling me I'm taking one. This is crazy. Now, let me continue. The other concerning thing in the national one, the whatever, White House Pandemic Task Force thing, was at the very top of everything. Now remember this good cop, bad cop thing. Remember that, because that's important. Right at the top of it, as soon as he could get it out of his mouth, he stood up at the podium. As soon as, and I'm speaking about Pence, I'm sorry, Trump was a no-show. And as soon as he could possibly spit the words out of his mouth, he talked about how against they are of closing schools. Now, I urge people to pay attention in the coming days how this plays out. There is something up there. And there has long since been something that is stuck in the back of my mind that has horrified me, and it's something called Operation Mountain Guardian. And you can look it up if you want. You're going to find a lot of Alex Jones links, but that was back before Alex was quite so bad. I'm pretty sure it was pre-Gay Frog days. And anyway, it's talked about on there, and it's confirmed operation. I mean, there were some very highly pissed off parents of children from it. Again, Operation Mountain Guardian. You can Google it. And I don't like how insistent they are that parents be separated from children. Because I'm telling you, something was up with it. Something was up with the whole lot of it. I'm telling you. And again, I'm speaking to the White House briefing. I'm pretty sure that they were pretty late in the briefing. And the only reason I say that is because they typically don't turn the camera on for the YouTube stream until like a little bit before. Okay? Well, they turned the camera on. Normally it's just a like placeholder screen or whatever. They turned the camera on. And then they brought the sign language lady on, and put her, because she came on virtually, and they put her in the corner, and it was a long while. I didn't expect it to be near that while. I thought the sign language lady was going to fall asleep. It was a long while, and when they entered the room, it looked like things were a little tense wherever the hell they were before they entered the room. And again, Trump was a no-show. The way that Pence said that concerned me on so many levels. But probably one of the biggest reasons it bothered me, just, man, I'm telling you, that is, you look up Operation Mountain Guardian. I'm just saying, be on your toes, keep your eyes open. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that there's anything to it, but I am highly concerned. I am very, very, very highly concerned. One of the reasons why is, let me get this link here. And you have to understand, a lot of this stuff's coming over here too. Have a sip of tea. Oh, and a vape. I didn't tell you that part. Almost out of this vape juice, and I got some pink Starburst I mixed up this evening. Cannot wait. Oops. That's some yummy stuff. Okay. So as you see the headline, UK terrorism chief calls for national debate on criminalizing doubts about COVID-19 vaccine. But Watchman, that's the UK. We got the First Amendment. They got stuff too. They've got, you know, supposedly they got rights too. I would say it's probably safe to bet, especially in a Biden presidency. Remember, good cop, bad cop, but don't be so certain who's good, who's bad, because neither one's good. Yeah. Couldn't you see it under a Biden presidency? I certainly could. I could honestly see it under a Trump presidency, but why even go there? And we might, who's to say, we might still see it under a Trump presidency. We don't know. This is all unfolding so quickly. And the thing of it is, the virus is real, and it should be a concern, not to each of us individually, as in because it will get sick and die, but because of all the other issues. For some reason, it's almost impossible to get it through to people's heads that the problem with this isn't the fact that it's going to kill everybody. It's the fact of how it spreads, how quickly it spreads. And it can make healthy people very sick. Plain and simple. Well, you get enough healthy people sick at the same time, well, how are you going to keep the country moving? Everybody's talking about being worried about the economy. Well, it's one thing because you just physically can't, and it's another thing because you're trying to avoid the fact that you physically can't. So either way, you're going to get hit. And this country right now is so hell-bent on listening to their masters. This is going to bite everybody. This is going to bite everybody. You know, it's the most ridiculous thing. We do have a health crisis on our hands. We don't have a health crisis that is going to need a mandatory vaccine. We don't have a health crisis that even really dictates that we shut everything down. But a cooperative public on some common sense measures, and I don't mean that in the same way as common sense gun control, could mitigate this so that things wouldn't have to be shut down. Comes back to personal responsibility, and good luck. I continue to say, as I've been saying on this, if you're somebody at risk or you live with people at risk and you're concerned about it, then you need to wear something, at least an N95 or better mask. If you're concerned for whatever reason, for yourself or loved ones, then a cloth mask isn't what you want. You want an N95 or better mask. If you're not concerned about getting it or not concerned about those around you getting it, but you do want to be conscious and try not to spread it in case you do get it, then a cloth mask is acceptable. That's fine. But you don't have to. I'm not saying it. And I don't think, honestly, it can be constitutionally said. But do what your conscience tells you. Just don't belittle those that are out there trying to protect themselves or those that they live with, because there's a whole hell of a lot I see of that going on. And that's bullshit. Jen wears a mask. Anybody want to belittle her? I'll take that one up. I mean, I don't know when she goes, only she can answer how much she's concerned about protecting herself, but I do know she's concerned about protecting me. And I appreciate that. It doesn't have to play out like it's going to. Just doesn't. And I don't know exactly how it's going to play out. The reason I say this is because of all the backpedaling I've sat here and watched the American people do. I'm pretty sure this might be a hill. I'm pretty sure this might be a hill. I think there might be two hills. Full out gun confiscation and a mandatory vaccine. I think those would be two hills for the American people to stand. So, and it's just, I think those two things are such personal decisions for people. Again, I don't know how it's going to play out. And none of us do. They might have an idea. They're the ones that has arranged this shindig. Man, they've got all these massive computer programs and all of that stuff to do predictive psychology and all. They probably have it down within an inch of how the public are going to react to what. And I'm not joking. I'm serious. There's one thing that our government has gotten good at over the last several administrations, including Trump, is keeping tabs on the American people. I hope to God that what we are seeing and what we are about to see is not the culmination of a whole lot of things that seems like it's been being done kind of compartmentalized to be put together at once. Viper teams in Tennessee. I wonder how many people remember that. The Viper teams in Tennessee. Wonder how many people remember that. Oops, sorry. What might you use a Viper team for? Oh, well, if you're familiar with what I'm talking about, if you're not, Google it. And based on what I say here, you'll be able to figure it out. I think that the Viper teams might be used to secure the borders of the states. In other words, you could not travel from state to state, even via automobile, without being able to prove that you have had your COVID-19 vaccine. Huh. See, I just didn't know when and what they were going to use the Viper teams for. And I'm not saying for sure that's it, but I'm just saying. That training's all been put in place. You know who is in control of them. So, I mean, we've got so many different things. Of course, Jade Helm. If you haven't been thinking about Jade Helm and all of this, I don't know what to tell you. It really does seem... Oh, yeah, here's one I didn't want to miss. This is a big one. How about all the testing of the new GPS systems that they have that we don't have access to? Right? The GPS systems that we have access to, they can shut off. And we don't have access to theirs. How much of a problem is that going to pose? I mean, if they just took down social media right there, would throw so many people in such a disarray, there's no way anybody could possibly organize anything because they wouldn't know how to get a hold of each other. That would be like somebody, including me, I'm not saying I'm any different, that'd be like taking in any given person's phone these days and tell them to call somebody, right? Hand them a different phone and tell them to call somebody. I mean, sure, some people might be able to remember a few numbers here and there, but most people click names. It's just become a convenience of life. However, it doesn't mean it's good. In fact, it's not. Because if something were to happen, and you can't remember the number of somebody that you can call, that could pose a problem. And I have to be careful with convenience. It can really, really make us vulnerable. Like I say, I don't know what they've got planned. And I'm literally wearing myself out trying to figure it out. Because I don't want no part of it. Here's the thing. We don't do anything. We don't go out to the movies. We don't go to the clubs. We don't go to restaurants and eat. We're typically always home. I mean, just do shopping. That's about it. Why do we have to get it? Yeah, I don't like anything about it. And if you're not aware, it's 2 shots. Well, at least I'm pretty sure that the 2 that are currently available are 2 shots. Oops, sorry about that. I'm pretty sure that the 2, the Moderna and the Pfizer, are 2 shots. So you get 1 shot and then you go back at a later time, get another shot. Again, first time, first mRNA vaccine. And I would urge you to go check out Peak Prosperity's video today on the subject. He did a good video today. I don't know, folks. I think everybody, all of us need to, as individuals, take a look at this and weigh this. Do our best to figure it out. Because the other thing that scares me, especially with it being called Dark Winter, even by powerful individuals, one thing that concerns me is if we don't comply, they'll just shut our power off. Dark winter. I don't know. I mean, I know it sounds all crazy and stuff like that. I get that. I'm the first to say I get that, right? But let me tell you what, it's not nearly as crazy as half the crap that's going on out there in Red Team's world right now. So there is that. Just be on your toes. Keep an eye out. Let's see. Gonna run through numbers real quick. Looks like there's a... looked like there was another headline, but it's not that big of a deal. So, let me run through the numbers real quick. We'll run through the headlines, and I'm anxious to start my weekend. Let's see. On the national, I was trying to think of what number it was earlier today when I looked at it. It was huge. It was like over 2,000. It was 2,300 something, 2,400. It was up there. That was earlier. Right now, as you can see, it's 1,556, and of course that will update once before it goes up. So let's go ahead and expand this. Yesterday, it's showing new cases at 156,999 and fatal cases at 1,756. Okay? So, I don't know if tomorrow we'll see one that's over 2,000. I don't know. I've said it from the beginning. These numbers are messed up. And I guarantee you all the numbers are messed up. It doesn't mean they're all fake. It doesn't mean they're all fake. Some of it could be BS. Some of it could be just error. Whatever. You know, it's ridiculous, though, to sit there and say, oh, because they can't count down to the second of every last person that has even just three little viri in them. You know, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's what I'm saying. You think the stuff I'm talking about is crazy conspiracy stuff. Yeah, take a look at the people that say COVID's not real, that, you know, the Q stuff, it's unbelievable. It is truly, truly, truly unbelievable. And I think it's all out there for a smokescreen. To be honest, I think they're trying to absolutely smokescreen us. And I think they're going to succeed. Because, well, look at society, look at public, look at the left and the right, what they're doing right now. It's ridiculous. Here we went up to 907. That was up from 891. So that's what? 16. 16. Now, I'd like just to go to bed, actually. I'm tired. So 16 more overnight. Let me have a sip of tea, a vape. Man, oh man. Thanksgiving's right around the corner. I've got a sneaky suspicion that is going to cause an insane spike. I really do. I really do. And what's crazy is I've saw on Facebook like competing memes. Like, and I'm calling it that, call it what you want, but one saying that, oh, make sure no matter what that you do holidays with family this year because it could be the last time. And another one saying that, you know, please put off the holidays this year with family. Make sure that it's not the last time. And it's mind-blowing. It is truly mind-blowing. And then on the other side of the spectrum, I actually saw something, I don't know if we had TV on earlier or exactly where I saw it, but I saw something to where some, I guess she's, I don't know if she's on YouTube or what she's on or whatever, but she's some, whatever you want to call it. You know, I don't think it was YouTube, so I don't think she's a YouTuber, but, it was some social media platform, but nonetheless, so they're making a big to-do about their Thanksgiving thing, and they had a doctor come in and test everybody for COVID, and then they're going to turn around, the doctor's going to come back in, I guess like that day or whatever, or whenever, but they're going to take another test either that day or like right there before Thanksgiving itself. And I think it was a news thing, because the news anchor said that it was like $300 per test per person, but there were group rates, and I forget how many people they said, like 17 people or something like that they were gonna have. And so that's, I mean, you do the math. I mean, even with a discount, twice, right? Not once, but twice. I hope this chick makes that much off of whatever it is that she's doing, that she can pay that fee. But who knows? Maybe the doctor's throwing hers in, doing hers for free or at cost or whatever, so that he can get a bunch of people calling him to do that stupid shit. I mean, hey, if that's how you want to do it, that's fine. But I think it's ridiculous. I do. I think it's ridiculous. For what? I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. I don't have a close family. But if I was close to my family, I think I would sit this year out. What's the big damn deal? I mean, really. I don't get it. I don't get it. It might be the last year. You know what? It might be a lot of last damn things. Why encourage it? Why encourage it? Why do you think there's been a change in tone with me? You know? It's all about that hill you're willing to die on. This vaccine hill, that's one I'm willing to die on. But this election hill, not a chance. Not a chance. And I want to make it damn sure and clear my position on this election nonsense. I haven't consented to their insanity for a long damn time. For good reason. I'm certainly not going to get in any kind of a legal predicament or any type of a medical predicament, meaning get my ass shot up or something like that, over an election. When both people have done nothing but lie through their teeth. Oh, no, not Trump, no Trump, no. Whatever. They all do. Every last one of them. You show me one president, at least since, like, I've been alive, that hasn't claimed to have the best economy. The best. The best economy, the lowest unemployment. Show me one. Now you tell me something. How can every one of them be a winner? So which one's lying? There can only be one best. Which one? Or which one is telling the truth? And are you sure? Because I think you might be pretty surprised. Because I know in my lifetime, the president that had the lowest unemployment. And his name's not Trump. But that was actual lowest unemployment. Not playing with numbers and jostling things around so that we can say, I've got the lowest unemployment numbers. Because every one of them do it. The answer, by the way, is Bill Clinton. Not that I was ever a fan of his. In fact, my very first internet persona was Bill Clinton sucks. If that says anything. Still doesn't change the fact. He had the true numbers as in truly the best unemployment in my lifetime. I was born in 72. Bill Clinton. Fact. Not Trump. Not even close. Not even remotely close. But okay. Whatever. Orange man say so, me believe. Telling him we got a rough road. All right. Let's see. GOP reps urge Congress to launch probe into 2020 election integrity, errors, and misconduct. The COVID vaccine rollout could cause U.S. dollar crash, warns Citibank. I can't figure this one out. I actually read at least part of the article trying to figure it out. I got nothing. U.S. confirms first ambassador to Venezuela in a decade amid rocky relations and sanctions. Wayne County Election Board members rescind vote certification, say they were bullied and tricked into approving results. So now, if I'm not mistaken, they flip-flopped once again. I guess. I'm not even real sure where the hell they're at. But votes are still being counted, and guess whose numbers are still going up? Answer's not Trump. Britain likely to follow U.S. and cut troops in Afghanistan, but America not completely pulling out yet, says UK Defense Minister. We will always be Australia, PM defiant after Beijing voices its grievances and warns against making an enemy of China. Russia's pioneering Sputnik V COVID-19 vaccine sent to Geneva for approval from the World Health Organization. Iowa meat plant managers had a betting pool on workers' chances of getting COVID-19, a lawsuit claims. What do you think of that? The managers of the plant had a betting pool on the chances of the employees getting COVID-19. I mean, but here's the thing. We have a society that actually encourages this. Oh, well, I would never. Yeah. There are things that you would do that would probably be equally as bad. And I'm not saying everything. I'm not saying all of you. But much of society, yes. Man, people treat each other like shit. What's the point? What do you get out of it? And again, I'm probably speaking to the choir here. And I apologize, but it's a frustrating thing. We've got a freight train coming. People might want to get priorities straight. Bullshit, gossip, condemnation for no real reason. Probably time to put that kind of bullshit away. I know one thing. I'm a firm believer that you don't have to help people. I'm a firm believer in that. I'm just saying, there's a whole lot of people, I think, when things really fall apart, they're going to be lost. I know there are a whole lot of people that probably seek me. Why? I've been fucking talking about this for over 14 years, publicly. And you know what? If I'd never met the person decent to me or whatever, I'll do what I can. But if it's somebody shit on me, good luck. You don't have to help anybody. I'll try not to hurt. Let's see. South Korean students enter 2-week COVID-19 prevention period ahead of annual college exams. Russia passes 2 million COVID-19 cases, sees record daily infections and deaths as some regions struggle for hospital beds. They must be careful not to get their eyes poked out. Beijing warns Five Eyes Alliance not to interfere in Hong Kong. And it's really interesting hearing that group brought up, the Five Eyes group. That is really kind of interesting and almost unnerving, to be honest, for that to be said like that in the news. Yeah, that's not good. A landmark Danish study cast doubt on effectiveness of mask wearing alone as effective COVID-19 strategy. I personally will be interested in what they find. Oh wait, they've been published. And I apologize. Okay. After rereading that, I guess they've been published, and at least they supposedly cast doubt on the effectiveness of it. I don't know. Have to dig into the study and look. I personally think it helps. I would think, at least to an extent. But I think a lot of things would help. And one of those things is not being around people for an extended period of time. When you have to be around people, wear a mask and, do what you got to do and get away from the groups of people as quick as you can. As in, it's probably not a good idea just because you did find somewhere where you can dine in. Probably not a good idea to do it because you're sitting there for a long period of time. But whatever. Science, yo. It's kind of different than if you go and sit in one seat for a period of time, say half an hour. Okay, it's kind of different than if you walk through a store and take 10 minutes to do that. Walking through that store. It's a difference. There truly is. Called science. But let's see. Japan's parliament declares climate emergency to support government's zero emissions goal. Saving lives beats paperwork during emergency, London says, downplaying deficiencies in PPE procurement exposed by audit. Killing for optics, Obama claims he took no joy in drone strikes, but ordered them to avoid looking soft on terrorism. Yeah. You know how many weddings that dude bombed? Ridiculous. He is like, Obama was like the drone king. No lie. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. COVID means a different but still Merry Christmas, WHO Europe regional head warns. A mutant COVID-19 strain that jumped from minks to humans is most likely extinct in Denmark, says the health ministry. World facing a debt tsunami as coronavirus hammers economies, says a report. Situation remains critical. Greece to demand negative COVID-19 test from travelers entering via land borders. The most talked about Christmas lights in Belgium. I've seen this a few places today. Town's phallic decorations unintentional. Humor welcome, mayor says. Will the United Arab Emirates, withdraw from OPEC? It's an article talking about that. That's some important stuff to pay attention to, too. Lots of struggles right now going on for control of resource. Well, more, I would say, than anything, the control of sale of resources. It almost seems like they're not really, it's not procurement that's such the issue. It's being able to be the one that owns the market. Payback time, ? Moscow considers law which could block U.S. social media giants Facebook and Twitter for censoring Russian news sources. I'm telling you, they're going to wind up, social media companies are going to wind up in some trouble. Some really serious trouble. And just looking over there, yep, I agree with you, Christopher. Yep, completely. I think they're absolutely working on this together. I think this is going to be the big push for the one world government, one world control, one world currency. I think this is going to be the push for that. Let's see. U.S. to mark settlement goods as made in Israel, Pompeo says as he visits occupied West Bank. Don't be embarrassed. Czech Republic's President Zeman suggests Trump should concede. Turn the noise down. Scientists develop world's first method to objectively detect tinnitus. I would like to check this out because I suffer from tinnitus and it's actually pretty bad. Over the past few years or so, it's gotten increasingly worse. It's pretty bad. I hear it all the time anymore. It's like all the time. Sometimes it gets real annoying. Let's see. Cancer. Pompeo tells Netanyahu U.S. will ban funding to groups supportive of anti-Semitic BDS movement. Nothing to see there. Just, Noahide laws. Nothing to see there. Trump campaign withdrawing Michigan lawsuit, says Rudy Giuliani. Pompeo becomes first U.S. Secretary of State to visit Israel-occupied Golan Heights in official capacity. Hand brawl. Women's handball match in Ukraine descends into chaos as fight breaks out on the court. 16 dead in Uganda after protesters clash with police following arrest of presidential candidate Bobi Wine. UK and EU suspend Brexit talks as Brussels negotiator tests positive for COVID-19. Defense budget slashing ends now, says PM Johnson, as UK announces largest military cash boost since Cold War. UK AstraZeneca COVID vaccine trial shows strong immune response in the elderly. USA Gymnastics bow to woke culture allows trans athletes to compete without surgery to promote inclusivity and safe spaces. Anti-laser breakthrough may spell the end of cables, usher in new era of long-distance power transmission. Not sure how hip I am on that idea. We've already got way too much EMF in the air now. Way too much EMF. And unless I'm mistaken, I would think that that would create a whole lot more in a hurry. I don't know. I don't know the science behind what they're doing, so. We talked about this. HIV patients in parts of Russia can't get blood analyzed as laboratories focus on processing COVID-19 tests, and advocacy group claims. Scientists hail amazing result as study shows I don't know if that's Roche arthritis drug Actimira helps sickest COVID-19 patients improve. Karabakh truce was about saving lives, not scoring political points. Russia's Lavrov addresses U.S. and French wounded pride. Symbol of racism, Wisconsin University to remove Boulder from campus over 1925 local newspaper slur. EU antitrust investigations to slow and ineffective to rein in tech giants, says auditors. Telling you, I'm tired. Tehran adds aircraft carrier warship to Iran's navy amid rising tensions with Washington. Syria condemns U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo's provocative visit to Israeli-occupied Golden Heights. Don't buy into the fear-demic. Americans split over CDC recommending not to travel for Thanksgiving because of COVID-19. New York mayor predicts indoor dining and gyms will close within weeks, even as COVID-19 stats show no surge in deaths. Trump lawyers allege massive election fraud, point to sworn statements and efforts to threaten and silence them. Czech MPs agree to prolong state of emergency over COVID-19 by 3 weeks. Bullying inquiry into British Home Security, Priti Patel, I don't know if that's how it's pronounced, finds she broke ministerial code, says reports. Michigan's Democratic governor faces impeachment articles from Republicans over new COVID-19 regulations. Or was that restrictions? No, regulations. Arizona's governor will accept results of the presidential election only after lawsuits play out. Governor Newsom imposes month-long curfew for most part of California amid criticism of flouting COVID-19 rules himself. A national COVID-19 shutdown was hypothetical, Biden tells reporters, urging nationwide limits on businesses instead. And what's up there? No Thanksgiving crackdown, ? 2 California sheriffs say deputies will not enforce Governor Newsom's new coronavirus restrictions. That's California. Wow. Like, wow. Totally wow. Like, volley cool wow. Okay, I'll get out of my 80s kick. I'm sorry. Wow. That's crazy. California leading the pack there in freedom. Oh, wait, what? Gotta step it up, other 49. Come on. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that just kind of threw everything upside down now, didn't it? That is crazy. That is crazy. California. All right. Well, I'm going to get the hell out of here because this is my Friday. And, yeah, I just want to chillax for a little bit before I go to bed. So I am going to get out of here. I do appreciate everybody coming. God willing, we will be back Sunday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I hope to see you then. As always, God bless you. We love you. And be one with your spirit.